In the previous video, we saw the Flux Klein was able to understand our prompt and made the image edit possible by extending one of the given images. So let's try the Inpaint, Outpaint, and multi-angle images in this video. The workflow you're looking at is for Outpaint, and let me explain the files used in this, and will be used further in this video. The diffusion model and other SafeTensor files are on the top. And this is the full 9 billion distilled model. A smaller FP8 clip text encoder and the VAE. Links to the files are given on the left. The text encoder and the VAE are the same. And above is the 9B FP8 model, which is smaller than the one I am using, but should work easily on a 12 GB GPU. You can try the full models as well if you have the system memory of 32 GB or more. These links were present with the default workflow. I have added the one above, and this is the link to all the Flux Klein models. Next is the direct download link to the model I am using. If you're looking for the GGUF files, then the GGUF UNet files are given here. You can save this file inside the UNet folder and select the same in this node. Link to the GGUF clip text encoder is also given here. Save this file into the text encoder folder, and then select the file in this clip loader node. These 4 billion parameter UNet files are way smaller in size, so this should easily work on laptops with 16 GB of system memory, having a 6 or 8 GB of graphic memory. If possible, you should go for these 9 billion parameter GGUF files, a bit larger in size, but these will produce a better result. Links to both of UNet 4B and 9B are given. You can make the connections with these nodes and use the GGUF models. The remaining workflow is the default we get from comfyUI. Make sure to avoid bad results due to wrong models with wrong values. When using the base model, make sure your CFG value is 5 and the number of steps are 20. The value you see right now works with the distilled models. So the way it works is the image goes to the image pad KJ, which is from the KJ nodes. This node adds an extra 512 pixels on the left and 512 pixels at the bottom. This extra pixel for padding will be black in color, hence the color RGB values are 0. And the reason to keep it black is because Flux can easily identify the blacks in this image. You can keep it white or some other color which stands out from the uploaded image. The image then goes to the resize node, and the output is locked at 1328 pixels. The image will not go beyond this size by maintaining its aspect ratio. The same size then goes to the latent image and Flux scheduler. The prompt used here is simple. Fill the black space to complete this image. Now I will run the workflow. The left and lower section of the image has a color padding now, and the image is generated. There are no changes in the main image, and the new section generated looks natural. This wooden pattern became a challenge, though. The image given to the process had 1500 pixels. I better give an image from this resized node. 1500 pixels can be too much on smaller systems, and even Flux models are trained on images smaller than that. Now it looks better. I will take this image, and in this image, I don't need the right and left side. I will just add pixel count at the bottom and run the workflow. So this looks fine. Now, there can be problems sometimes. In this example, I will increase from the left and right side. And it failed. The model was not able to understand the image. And a dark image with black color could be a challenge. I tried fixing this by changing the prompt. My prompt is fill the black space to complete the image, and then it continues with the details of the given image, like the interior of the car, the driver's seat, and the dashboard. You can get the image description from GPT or any other image to prompt model. For a quick answer, I tried this on Hugging Space, and it works. Also, you can try this QuinVL model There is a comfyUI node group for QuenVL models, which takes an image and gives the description on it. So I got the result. The image generated is not perfect, but those minor differences can be ignored. One more example of a dark image. The prompt at the beginning is the same, and then it continues with a description ahead. Let's look at the Inpaint workflow. This part is the same which you get from the default workflow, excluding this one node. And then this section you saw already. All the 3 files required are given on the left. And the diffusion model I am using is given above with the link to GGUF models, like we saw in the previous workflow. So these 2 nodes are different from what we saw in the previous workflow, and it comes from a custom node group named Inpaint Crop and Stitch. The author's name is Luis. Install the nightly version of this node group. You can also note the version, but you should not be having any problem with this. It works fine. The details about the node can be found on the GitHub page, or else I can make a video on it. And there are options to support the developer if you can. Back to the workflow, there is an image uploaded, and when you select the node, you will get this option for the mask editor. Also, if you do a right-click, you will get the same option. I will create a mask for this area, and the opacity of the mask can be adjusted from here. Save the changes. I will write a prompt for a dog sitting next to the woman and run the workflow. This dog is well suited for a family home, not in a place like this. I made a bigger mask and wrote a prompt for a Doberman and ran the workflow. This is not great, but better than before. The images for the examples are picked randomly, and this image is dark with darker subjects. So I took a different image, and this image really needs to be worked on. In this image, I will try to remove the frog because he is sitting behind the master. You do not need to be super accurate. This should work. My prompt will be remove the frog. And it has been removed. Now I will try to add something here. And my prompt will be a Buddha statue sitting on a block of stone. And this is the result. So Inpainting works when using the crop and stitch node with the Flux Klein models. Now let's look at another workflow to get multiple images of a subject from different angles using one image. If you have seen my previous video, I made something similar a few months back, but the skin quality was more on the plasticky side. The workflow is similar to what we saw just now. These are the 3 nodes with the files selected. And you can get the files from here. This is the prompt box, but the values here are managed by a different node which is on the left. On the right side of the workflow, all these nodes are from the default workflow. I'm not using this Save Image node because while testing, this node creates too many files. And these nodes were disabled because this workflow was completed and others are in progress below. And in this section, there are 2 input fields you need to look at. First is the image prefix, and second is the folders directory. This workflow is for bulk image generation. All the images generated here will go in the given directory. A new folder will be created in the directory by the name of this prefix given here, which should contain all the images. So, this is the subject. And these are the prompts. Copy and paste it here. Every new line created by pressing Enter will generate a new image based on the prompt on the new line. Leaving a blank line will produce the given image again, so make sure to remove it. I have run the workflow. The number of steps to generate one image is 4, which is better when testing. You can change the steps till 8 to get a slightly better quality image, but this will also double the image generation time. It took around 230 seconds, and these are the results. The results are saved in the temp directory as mentioned on the top right, with the name I gave for the prefix. The multiple angle image can be generated in different environments, as mentioned on these notes as a title. It took 176 seconds on my 4060 Ti 16 GB. This image went too far. You must stay away from these things. It looks good in photos only. So, what are your thoughts? I think the workflow is good to have. The node you see here is from a custom node group named comfyUI Easy Use. In the comfyUI Manager, search for Easy, and you should find this node. There is an update available. I am using the older version, but these nodes are maintained. You should not be having any problems. So that is it on this video. There are a few more workflows which I am working on, which will be included in the next video. Hope this was helpful, and I wish you an excellent day.